Hello friends, welcome to this video tutorial. Today we are going to take a look on Azure DDoS protection. So the full form of DDoS is distributed denial of service. And now before going deeper into this particular service, let's first of all try to understand where this particular service is useful. So for example, let's say if you have deployed a website into this server, and this particular website can accommodate only 1,000 users at a time. And now what happens? There were hackers. So what hackers they are going to do? So they are going to send few dummy requests to this website. So let's say now 1,000 requests are going to this particular service or website. So eventually what is going to happen? Our website will go into the failure state. That is, it will not work, as that was meant. So these type of attacks are called distributed denial of like the DDoS attacks. And now, so to protect them, and now let's see the theoretical part. A distributed denial of service is type of attack, where we basically want to overwhelm or exhaust our application resources. And eventually what happens, our application will slow down, it will go into the unresponsive mode, and even the legitimate users they are also not able to access the resources. Further, these type of attacks can target any resources that are publicly reachable. So usually like the website are the most famous example for these type of attacks. So if you choose this DDoS service, so it is very helpful for the on-premise resources as well, because there you have the limited number of resources. Correct. So what eventually is happening is that your application require much more resources, isn't it? So if they require much more resources, so how your on-premise server is going to behave in that case? So that's why Azure takes care of the auto scaling in that case. And even if there is a DDoS attack, so Azure is even going to return your money at that time. So basically your credits as well. So what actually that means? So for example, you already know that this DDoS is a type of attack where the hackers they usually try to bring your service into the unresponsive or the unreachable condition. And now if you have a on-premise resources, so there the auto scaling, if the auto scaling feature is enabled, and if you are using this Azure DDoS service, so what happens? Azure will automatically scale your resources. But this Azure service is smart enough to understand that this is a DDoS detection, and even if Azure do the auto scaling, and if that turns out to be a DDoS attack, so in that case, Azure is going to even return your credit. And further, there are two plans with DDoS. The first one is the basic one, and the second one is the standard one. So this basic one is nothing; it is automatically enabled as soon as you started using the Azure resources. So nothing special to be done in terms of the basic one. But yeah, if you choose the standard, so here this is not a free service, so you definitely need to pay some sort of credits to Azure to enable this particular service. But yeah, this is very useful in mitigating and monitoring your especially related the resources which are related to your Azure virtual networks, and it even uses the machine learning algorithm to catch or to detect that what is the condition of the traffic at this moment. So yeah, like these are the main benefits of having standard, that is the it generates the report, it even mitigate, and as well as it is smart enough to detect that these type of attacks are the DDoS attacks. So further it also helps to prevent your volumetric attacks. That is, what is volumetric? Whenever something is increasing, so yeah, that is related to the volumetric. Even the protocols, we have the different layer of OSI models. So yeah, there also it is smart enough to understand. So now just to recap what we have gone through today is that we have talked about the DDoS service from Azure. So what is do? It is smart enough to understand that someone is trying to overflow your traffic in your resources, and when these type of attacks are done, so the main objective of hackers and the unethical persons were to slow down your application and either put your application into the unresponsive mode. Further, we also take a look that it has two plans, that is the basic, that is automatically enabled in your Azure as soon as you are deploying the resources, and the second one is standard, which provides you additional features. For example, it provides you automatic mitigation. It continuously monitors the traffic in your Azure, and it even uses the resources from ML to distinguish between the attacks. So that's all about DDoS. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day.